A year ago, the Garzoli family said goodbye to their father, Bradley. They rightly assumed he was at peace after illness cut his life short. But they say what happened to his gravesite beggars belief.
Seeing my husband's grave like that, it's just, no one should have to go through that.
The Garzoli family thought their dad had been safely laid to rest. His coffin and headstone gracing the lawns of Pine Grove Cemetery in Sydney's west. But a year later, they went to visit on the first anniversary of his death to quietly reflect on his life and passing. And that's when their serenity was shattered. Bradley Garzoli died from a heart attack 12 months ago, leaving behind wife Tracy and 7 children. Bradley was 50.
He was a family man. He worked 24/7 just to provide for everybody. He loved his football, loved his work. His work was like his second family. Loved his grandkids.
The family arrived at the cemetery to find Bradley's grave had been interfered with, their flowers removed and his headstone missing. This is where it should have been. It was found more than 2 metres away on someone else's grave. That's because this mountain of dirt from a freshly dug grave had spilled onto several others.
First thing that hit my mind was they buried someone else on top of my husband when I seen it.
After all the pain of a family member passing, the Garzolis had finally come to accept that. But the whole incident has forced them to turn back the clock and relive the trauma of losing the most important man in their lives.
It just felt like we lost him all over again.
Pretty much just got told, look, can't do nothing about it.
Cemetery management told Bradley's son Peter recent wet weather caused a collapse and his father's grave had to be shifted to prevent the rest of the area from caving in.
She's there telling me that my father's grave has collapsed as a new one's getting dug right next to it, and potentially stuff from his grave could have shifted, could have fallen out, and she just giving me no answers, just saying sorry, sorry, sorry.
And when the family wanted to know why it still hadn't been fixed more than 24 hours later, the answer, they say, beggars belief.
Their excuse was we were too busy to fix it.
They were too busy to fix your husband's grave?
Yeah. After all the money I gave them to have him buried here, they were too busy.
Days later, Bradley's headstone is back where it should be, but the grave next to him is still covered by a huge pile of dirt.
So you're saying that there's another family that this has happened to and they don't even know?
Yep. I can't understand how that even happens.
Their headstone's still sitting 2 metres away from their grave as well. They haven't been out to the cemetery to complain.
So Tracy, if you hadn't have come here as regularly as you do...
It'd probably still be sitting over there, the headstone.
For all of the trauma of seeing Bradley's final resting place turned upside down, Pine Grove Cemetery offered the Garzoli family a $50 flower voucher.
How did it make you feel to be offered a gift voucher for what had happened?
That's an insult, like, you know, it's virtually saying we don't have the money to pay for flowers to put on my husband's grave. Here's a couple of vouchers. Hoping we'll go away, we'll shut up, we won't say anything. But they're wrong.
While the family's anger is still raw, they want Pine Grove Cemetery to acknowledge what happened to Bradley's gravesite just isn't right.
If they seen their loved one's grave basically desecrated how Dad's was, how would they feel?
I'll fight for my husband even if he is in the ground. I don't care.
Pine Grove Memorial Park has apologised to the Garzoli family, and you can read the full statement on our website.